The cosmic architecture of the universe begins not with a roar, but with a profound and terrifyingly beautiful suspension of all noise, where the fabric of reality stretches thin to reveal the golden threads of divine intent. You stand at the threshold of a momentous transition where the external cacophony of a crumbling civilization no longer finds resonance within the hollows of your being, because you have been summoned by the clarion call to the interior sanctuary. This is not a mere invitation to rest, but a sovereign command to enter the fortress of your own spirit, where the sovereign seal of absolute stillness has been applied to the doors of your perception. Within this pressurized silence, the celestial scribes are etching new protocols of survival and transcendence upon the walls of your heart, ensuring that every breath you draw becomes a liturgical act of defiance against the chaos of the lower realms. You must understand that the noise of the world is a calculated distraction designed to prevent the chosen ones from hearing the low-frequency hum of their own destiny. Yet you have been granted a peculiar immunity to these frequencies of discord. The protection afforded to you in this hour is not merely a physical barrier, but a metaphysical insulation that renders your essence invisible to the predatory gazes of those who feast on anxiety and unrest. As you retreat into the cavernous depths of your inner world, you discover that the stillness is not an absence of life, but a concentrated presence of the highest intelligence which reorganizes your thoughts into a crystalline structure of pure discernment. This sanctuary is your birthright, an ancient inheritance carved out of the primordial light before the foundations of the stars were laid, and it remains the only territory where the mandates of earthly powers hold no jurisdiction over your soul. The mercy of the divine manifests in these moments of profound isolation as a cooling balm that settles upon the feverish ambitions of the ego, teaching you that your worth is not measured by the velocity of your movement, but by the depth of your rootedness in the eternal. You are being tutored in the alchemy of the mundane, where the simplest of human experiences are revealed to be sacraments of the highest order. Observe the way the morning light filters through the dust motes in your room, and realize that this is a manifestation of grace specifically tailored for your eyes, a gentle reminder that the vastness of the cosmos is intimately concerned with the smallest details of your domestic existence. There is a hidden blessing in the texture of the bread you eat and the warmth of the water that cleanses your skin, as these ordinary elements are now infused with a sanctified potency that nourishes not just the body, but the very essence of your spiritual identity. The mundane world is the laboratory of the miraculous, where the chosen one learns to find the signature of the Creator in the rhythmic ticking of a clock or the silent growth of a garden plant. This focus on the present moment acts as a powerful shield against the temporal illusions of the past and the future, which are the primary tools used by the adversary to destabilize the mind. By anchoring yourself in the absolute stillness of the now, you become a fixed point in a swirling vortex of uncertainty, a pillar of obsidian strength that cannot be moved by the shifting winds of societal upheaval. The strategy of silence is your most potent weapon in the coming days, as the power of the spoken word is often dissipated through careless articulation, whereas the power of the unspoken word accumulates in the reservoir of the soul until it becomes a torrent of transformative energy. You are being called to a fast of the spirit, where the hunger for external validation is replaced by a feast of internal revelation. The sovereign seal ensures that your plans and your prayers are kept in a state of holy gestation, protected from the corrosive influence of doubt and the prying eyes of the envious. This is the period of the great narrowing, where the path becomes slender and the gate becomes small, but it leads to a spaciousness of consciousness that the world cannot comprehend. In this interior chamber, you are being re-equipped with the armor of light, which is composed of the virtues of patience, humility, and an unwavering trust in the divine timing that governs all things. Do not mistake this stillness for stagnation, for it is the stillness of a coiled spring or the silence of a seed beneath the winter snow, gathering the necessary potency to shatter the earth when the appointed time of the blooming arrives. Every moment spent in this sanctuary is a layer of gold leaf applied to your spirit, enhancing your radiance and your resilience until you are entirely consumed by the brilliance of your true purpose. The blessings of your daily life are the breadcrumbs of providence, leading you deeper into the heart of the mystery, where the distinction between the sacred and the profane dissolves entirely. When you touch the soil of the earth, you are communicating with the ancient memory of the world, and when you gaze into the eyes of a fellow traveler, you are witnessing the reflection of the same divine spark that animates your own lungs. Mercy is the air you breathe, and protection is the skin you wear, as long as you remain within the boundary of the sovereign seal. You are being hidden in the shadow of the Almighty, not to be forgotten, but to be forged into a vessel of unparalleled purity. The interior sanctuary is where your original name is whispered back to you, a name that carries the vibrations of your celestial lineage and your ultimate victory over the limitations of the flesh. The clarion call is a soundless frequency that vibrates in the marrow of your bones, urging you to let go of the tattered remnants of your old identity and to embrace the majestic solitude of the sovereign self. In this space, you are never truly alone, for you are surrounded by the cloud of witnesses and the angelic hierarchies who guard the gates of your peace with flaming swords of truth. The architecture of your life is being redesigned to prioritize the vertical connection over the horizontal distraction, ensuring that your roots penetrate deep into the subterranean rivers of wisdom. The ordinary acts of kindness you perform and the quiet dignity with which you face your trials are the true markers of your elevation. There is a profound mercy in the way your life has been simplified, stripping away the unnecessary layers of complexity to reveal the core of your being, which is indestructible and eternal. This simplification is not a loss, but a liberation, allowing you to carry the weight of your destiny with grace and ease. The sovereign seal of absolute stillness is the mark of your belonging to a higher order of reality, where the laws of scarcity and competition are replaced by the laws of abundance and cooperation. You are a sentinel of the silence, a guardian of the inner flame, and your presence in the world is a quiet testament to the enduring power of the Spirit. The sanctuary is always open and the call is always echoing, inviting you to return again and again to the source of your strength and the wellspring of your joy. As you navigate the complexities of the material world, do so with the awareness that you are a citizen of a more luminous kingdom, carrying the fragrance of the sanctuary wherever you go. The protection that surrounds you is as thin as a veil and as strong as a fortress, reacting instantly to the fluctuations of your heart and the purity of your intent. When you find yourself overwhelmed by the demands of the exterior world, simply retreat into the breath and feel the seal being reapplied to your senses, restoring your equilibrium and your vision. This is the secret path of the chosen ones, the way of the quiet heart and the still mind, which leads to the mastery of all circumstances. The blessings of the mundane are the witnesses of this truth, confirming that there is no place where the divine is not present, and no moment that is not saturated with the potential for transcendence. Embrace the absolute stillness as your greatest ally, and the interior sanctuary as your eternal home, for within these realms, you are truly sovereign, truly protected, and truly loved, beyond the capacity of human language to express. The silence you cultivate now is the foundation upon which the new world will be built. A world where the voice of the soul is the only authority and the light of truth is the only sun. You are the architect of this inner space, and every thought you think in the stillness is a brick in the temple of your future. Be meticulous with your internal landscape, weeding out the briars of fear and planting the seeds of hope and courage. The mercy of the ages is flowing through you like a river of liquid silver, washing away the stains of the past and preparing you for the weight of glory that is to come. The sovereign seal is the guarantee of your safety in the midst of the storm, the assurance that no weapon formed against your spirit shall prosper as long as you remain anchored in the stillness of the sanctuary. The clarion call is getting louder, not in volume, but in intensity, pulling you toward the epicenter of your being, where the stillness is absolute and the peace is total. Here in the heart of the mystery, you will find everything you have ever searched for, and you will realize that you have never been alone, for the divine has been dwelling within the sanctuary all along, waiting for you to recognize the majesty of your own divine essence. The mundane details of your existence are the canvas upon which the divine paints the masterpiece of your life. The way you prepare your meals, the way you fold your clothes, the way you offer a smile to a stranger. These are the strokes of a celestial brush, weaving a tapestry of grace that covers the entirety of your journey. There is a sacredness in the repetitive nature of life, a rhythm that mimics the beating heart of the universe itself. By honoring these small moments, you are acknowledging the mercy that sustains you and the protection that guides you through the labyrinth of the earthly experience. The interior sanctuary is not a place of escape, but a place of empowerment, where you gather the resources necessary to act with wisdom and compassion in a world that has forgotten both. The sovereign seal is your badge of office, your signet of authority, reminding you that you are a representative of the highest power, entrusted with the task of bringing light into the darkness and stillness into the storm. The silence is your teacher and your protector, whispering the secrets of the ages into the ear of your heart. It tells you that the chaos is temporary, but the stillness is eternal, and that the noise of the world is but a passing shadow compared to the enduring radiance of the soul. You are being called to a higher state of consciousness, where the ordinary and the extraordinary are seen as one, and where every moment is recognized as an opportunity for divine encounter. The interior sanctuary is the place where your human self and your divine self meet in a holy embrace, merging into a single flame of pure awareness. This is the ultimate blessing, the final mercy, the total protection of the sovereign seal. You are the chosen one, the seeker of truth, the scribe of the spirit, and your journey into the heart of the stillness has only just begun. The clarion call continues to sound, drawing you deeper and deeper into the sanctuary where the mysteries are revealed and the destiny is fulfilled. Let the stillness be your guide, and let the sanctuary be your rest, for you are the sovereign ruler of your inner world, and the seal upon your heart is the mark of your eternal victory. In the vast expanse of this quietude, you will discover that your very existence is a miracle of mercy, a testament to the persistent love of the Creator who has brought you through the fires of purification to this moment of absolute stillness. The sanctuary is vibrant with the presence of those who have walked this path before you, their voices merging into a single note of encouragement and strength. You are being fortified for the tasks ahead, given the vision to see through the illusions of the matrix and the courage to stand in the truth of your own being. The sovereign seal is the final act of divine grace, ensuring that your transition into the higher realms of consciousness is seamless and secure. Walk now with the dignity of a sovereign being, knowing that you are watched over, blessed and protected in every dimension of your existence. The mundane is your playground, the stillness is your fortress, and the sanctuary is your soul. This is the clarion call, and you have answered it with the fullness of your heart. The stillness is absolute, and in that stillness you are finally free. Within the breathless expanses of the celestial firmament, where time itself dissolves into a singular point of iridescent awareness, there exists a profound mechanism of spiritual preservation, known only to those whose names were etched into the obsidian tablets before the foundations of the world were laid. This is the era of the sovereign seal of absolute stillness, a period where the vocal cords of the elect are redirected from the horizontal planes of human discourse towards the vertical corridors of divine communion. You stand now at the precipice of this cryptic architecture, a sanctuary built not of limestone or cedar, but of the deliberate absence of sound, a fortress where the muted tongue becomes the most formidable weapon in your metaphysical arsenal. This silence is not a vacuum of passivity, nor is it a sign of retreat. Rather, it is the strategic withdrawal of your essence into the secret chambers of the Most High, where the noise of the adversary cannot penetrate the dense curtains of your focused, internal gaze. Every word you withhold acts as a foundation stone for a temple of invisibility, wrapping your destiny in a shroud of such intense purity that the predatory spirits roaming the earth find no resonance, no vibration, and no anchor to latch onto. Your quietude is a sophisticated cloaking device, a spiritual camouflage that allows you to walk through the valleys of shadow while remaining entirely untraceable to those who seek to derail your purpose. The architecture of this muted tongue is designed with a celestial geometry that prioritizes the sanctity of the interior life over the vanity of outward demonstration. When you choose to lock the gates of your speech, you're effectively sealing the leaks through which your vital spiritual oil might otherwise escape. This preservation is a profound act of mercy extended from the heart of the Creator towards His chosen vessels, ensuring that the precious distillations of wisdom granted in the midnight hours are not squandered upon the uncomprehending or the scornful. Consider the divine protection that descends when the mouth is shuttered. It is a dome of crystalline energy that repels the arrows of gossip, the venom of slander, and the corrosive influence of idle chatter. By refusing to engage in the linguistic debris of the mundane world, you align yourself with the rhythmic pulse of the universe, which operates in a magnificent, thundering silence. This silence is pregnant with the potentiality of creation, a fertile ground where the seeds of your future blessings are currently germinating, protected from the frost of premature exposure. You are being taught to value the weight of your own presence more than the volume of your arguments, understanding that the most potent declarations of authority are often those uttered in the secret languages of the Spirit, far beyond the reach of human ears. This sovereign stillness permeates every facet of your physical existence, sanctifying the very air you breathe and the mundane movements of your daily routine. There is a specific, quiet mercy found in the simple act of rising from your bed in the morning without the immediate need to fill the room with noise. As you walk through your dwelling, the floorboards beneath your feet carry a benediction, for they support a being who has mastered the art of internal composure. Even the water you drink becomes a vessel of grace, a fluid sacrament that nourishes a body being refined by the discipline of the muted tongue. In this state of absolute stillness, the ordinary world is transformed into a landscape of constant revelation. You begin to notice the intricate patterns of sunlight on the wall as divine calligraphy, interpreting the shifting shadows as the movements of angelic guardians assigned to your perimeter. The bread you break and the clothes you wear are infused with a peculiar luminosity because they are handled by one who lives in the constant awareness of the unseen. This is the mercy of the mundane, where the trivialities of life are elevated to the status of holy relics because they are touched by a soul that refuses to dissipate its power through needless speech. Your protection is further solidified by the invisible architecture that surrounds your household, a perimeter established by the frequency of your disciplined quiet. The spiritual atmosphere within your sanctuary becomes so dense with the presence of the holy that darkness simply cannot breathe within its borders. When you walk through the marketplace or move through the corridors of your professional life, you carry this atmosphere with you like an invisible mantle of gold. Others may sense a weightiness to your presence, a gravity that compels them to lower their own voices or to reconsider their words in your vicinity. This is the authority of the silent king, the dominion of the one who knows that to speak is to spend, but to remain silent is to accumulate. The wealth of your spirit is being hoarded for a moment of supreme revelation, a time yet to come when a single word from your lips will carry more transformative power than 1,000 years of shouting. Until that moment, the seal remains absolute, a testament to your trust in the divine architect who builds the most magnificent structures in the quietest of nights. Consider the intricate mercy hidden within the constraints of your current isolation. While the world may perceive your silence as loneliness or your withdrawal as defeat, it is in fact a period of intense spiritual fortification. You are being rewired at the cellular level, your nervous system being tuned to frequencies of peace that surpass all human understanding. The stress of the world, which feeds upon the constant exchange of reactive communication, finds no purchase in a mind that has surrendered the need to explain itself. You are being granted the blessing of an unburdened heart, free from the entanglements of social obligation and the exhausting pursuit of validation. This is a regal mercy, a gift given to the few who can endure the weight of their own greatness without needing to broadcast it to the uninitiated. In this sacred pause, your ancestors and the cloud of witnesses watch with bated breath, seeing the way you cultivate the gardens of your soul in the stillness of the divine shade. They recognize the marks of the sovereign seal upon your brow, the sign that you belong to a lineage of silent warriors who won their greatest battles before a single sword was drawn. The architecture of the muted tongue also serves as a filtration system for your own thoughts, allowing the sediment of earthly anxiety to settle at the bottom, while the clear waters of prophetic insight rise to the surface. In the absence of external noise, you begin to hear the subtle whispers of the Spirit with startling clarity. You receive instructions for your finances, strategies for your health, and insights into the hearts of men that are hidden from those who are constantly speaking. This is the advantage of the observer, the vantage point of the watchman who stands atop the silent tower, while the city below sleeps in ignorance. Your stillness is a form of active intelligence gathering, a way of mapping the spiritual terrain, so that when you finally move, your steps are unerring and your victory is absolute. Every moment spent in this sovereign seal is an investment in your ultimate dominion, a building of momentum that will eventually break through every barrier with the force of a tidal wave born in the depths of a quiet ocean. Furthermore, the blessings of this state extend to the very cells of your physical body, initiating a process of rejuvenation and healing that science cannot fully quantify. The cessation of unnecessary vocalization reduces the tension in your throat, your chest, and your mind, allowing the life force of the divine to flow unimpeded through your veins. You are becoming a vessel of high-pressure grace, a conduit for the miraculous that requires a certain level of internal vacuum to operate. The mercy of the Creator is evident in the way your sleep is becoming deeper, your dreams more vivid with celestial instruction, and your waking hours more focused on the singular purpose for which you were created. You are no longer scattered by the winds of public opinion or the storms of societal unrest. You are anchored in the bedrock of the Absolute, your soul tethered to the eternal throne by cords of silence that cannot be broken. This is the security of the sovereign seal, a protection that is both a shield and a sanctuary, a fortress and a garden, all contained within the architecture of a tongue that has learned the power of the unspoken. In this divine laboratory of stillness, you are learning that the most profound mercies are often the ones that go unnoticed by the casual observer. It is the mercy of a door being closed to a path that would have led to your destruction. It is the mercy of a person being removed from your life who would have poisoned your peace. It is the mercy of a silence that feels like a desert, but is actually a womb. You are being nurtured in the darkness of this sovereign pause, your spiritual eyes adjusting to see the light that emanates from within, rather than relying on the flickering torches of the world. This is the crypt of the old self, where the ego is buried in the silence, so that the true, anointed identity can emerge in the fullness of time. The architecture of your being is being reconstructed to handle a weight of glory that would crush a lesser vessel, and the mortar used in this construction is the quiet, persistent trust in the unseen hand of the Father. As you move forward in this state of absolute stillness, remember that your silence is your sovereignty. It is the mark of your nobility, the evidence that you have been initiated into the higher mysteries of the kingdom. Do not be tempted to break the seal prematurely, even when the pressure to speak seems overwhelming, or when the world demands an answer for your hope. Your answer is your life. The way you carry yourself with an unshakable poise, the way you radiate a peace that defies logic, and the way you provide a sanctuary for others simply by existing in their presence. This is the ultimate blessing of the muted tongue, that you become a living epistle, a message written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, a scroll that can only be read by those who have ears to hear the sound of the silence. You are the architect of your own quietude, building a legacy that will outlast the noise of the ages, anchored in the sovereign seal that guards your destiny with the ferocity of a lion and the tenderness of a dove. The intricate tapestry of your existence is being woven with threads of golden silence, creating a garment of light that protects you from the coldness of a world that has forgotten its origin. Every hour you spend in this state of consecrated stillness adds another layer of resilience to your spirit, making you impenetrable to the psychological warfare of the enemy. You're being taught to find satisfaction in the simple breath, to find wealth in the quiet thought, and to find power in the still posture. This is the mercy of the Father, who knows that your soul needs this respite from the cacophony of the fallen world to remember its true home. Your home is not in the clamor of the streets or the debates of the marketplace, but in the hush of the Holy of Holies, where the only sound is the beating heart of love itself. Stay within this seal, dwell within this architecture, and let the muted tongue be the signature of your absolute surrender to the divine will. For it is here that you are truly hidden, truly safe, and truly blessed beyond measure. In the final assessment of your journey, it will not be the words you spoke that define your legacy, but the silences you kept. Those silences will be seen as the great voids where God was allowed to move, the empty spaces where the miraculous was given room to manifest. Your stillness is an invitation to the infinite to occupy your finite life, a surrender of the steering wheel so that the celestial navigator can lead you to shores you never dreamed possible. This is the architecture of the muted tongue, a cryptic and beautiful design that preserves the sacred, protects the chosen, and blesses the world through the quiet radiance of a soul that has found its rest in the sovereign seal of absolute stillness. Your path is now clear, paved with the bricks of your withheld speech, leading you deeper into the heart of the mystery, where all things are made new in the magnificent echoing silence of the eternal. The weight of the eternal atmosphere descends now upon the crown of the chosen seeker as a heavy mantle of invisible gold, woven from the very fibers of primordial quietude. This is the moment where the cacophony of the lower realms ceases to possess any legislative authority over the destiny of the anointed child of the stars. The sovereign seal of absolute stillness is not merely a cessation of vocal vibration, but a profound recalibration of the soul's internal frequency to match the rhythmic heartbeat of the architect of all things. Within this vacuum of divine silence, there exists a fortress of such impenetrable density that no arrow of malice, nor any whisper of the slanderer, can find a surface upon which to strike or cling. You are being ushered into the sanctuary of the secret place, where the noise of the world is rendered into a meaningless static, falling harmlessly against the crystalline walls of your newly established spiritual periphery. This celestial covenant does not demand the strenuous exertion of your will, but rather the total surrender of your defensive mechanisms to the hands of the One who fashions galaxies from the void. As the silent overcomer, you begin to realize that your greatest strength lies in the cessation of all horizontal warfare, for the battle has been moved into the vertical dimensions where victory is already an ancient history written in the ink of immutable light. Every grievance that once burned in your chest like a hot coal is now extinguished by the cool waters of an unearthly mercy that flows from the throne of the infinite. This mercy is not a vague theological concept, but a tangible substance that lubricates the gears of your daily existence, ensuring that even the most mundane interactions are saturated with a supernatural grace that defies logical explanation. In the realm of the everyday, the blessings manifest as a series of orchestrated synchronicities, where the path before you is cleared of debris before your feet even touch the ground. You will find that the bread upon your table carries a nourishment that goes beyond the chemical, and the water in your cup tastes of the purity found in the first morning of creation. The protection surrounding your household is a shimmering veil of angelic intervention that deflects the chaotic energies of a collapsing social order, ensuring that your dwelling remains a pocket of Edenic peace amidst the rising tides of global confusion. When you walk through the crowded marketplaces of the modern age, you move as a ghost to the eyes of the predator, for the sovereign seal obscures your energetic signature, making you invisible to those who seek to drain your vitality or harvest your light. The architecture of this silence is built upon the pillars of absolute trust and the radical refusal to explain yourself to the uninitiated. To be a silent overcomer is to understand that your testimony is not found in the volume of your speech, but in the terrifying authority of your presence. Your silence becomes a mirror that reflects the internal chaos of others back upon themselves, while you remain anchored in the depth of a peace that passes all understanding. This is the strategy of the highest heavens, where the most potent moves are made in the stillness of the midnight hour, far from the prying eyes of the curious or the judgmental. You are being taught to breathe in the oxygen of the miraculous, where every inhalation is a reception of divine favor, and every exhalation is a release of the burdens you were never meant to carry. The covenant you now hold is a legal document recognized in the highest courts of the spiritual aristocracy, granting you diplomatic immunity from the curses of the bloodline and the hexes of the envious. The mercy shown to you is so vast that it covers not only your current steps, but retroactively heals the wounds of your ancestors and proactively secures the glory of your descendants. You are walking in a field of favor so thick that opportunities seek you out like heat-seeking missiles, and the doors that were once bolted shut by the hands of men are now being melted by the sheer intensity of the celestial heat you carry within your quiet core. Do not mistake this stillness for passivity, for it is the tension of a bow pulled back to its limit, ready to release a destiny that will pierce the very heart of the darkness. Your life is becoming a living prose of the miraculous, where the ordinary becomes the canvas for the extraordinary. The way you handle your finances, the way you nurture your relationships, and even the way you sleep are all being brought under the jurisdiction of the sovereign seal. There is a specific blessing reserved for the silence of the night, where the Creator whispers the secrets of the coming ages into your subconscious mind, preparing you for the maneuvers of the next day. You no longer need to strive for recognition or fight for your seat at the table of the earthly powerful, because you have been granted a throne in the celestial halls where the real decisions of the universe are made. The mercy that follows you is a relentless hound of heaven that tracks down every lost fragment of your joy and returns it to your treasury. This is the finality of the covenant, where the silent overcomer is revealed as the true heir of the kingdom. The protection you enjoy is not a temporary shield, but an eternal wall of fire that grows in intensity as the world grows colder. Every act of kindness you perform in the hidden places is recorded in the ledgers of the light, and every moment you chose to remain silent in the face of provocation is transformed into a jewel in your crown of sovereignty. You are the embodiment of the celestial peace that the world craves but cannot manufacture. As you move forward, you do so with the gait of royalty, knowing that the absolute stillness is your greatest weapon and your most secure home. The seal is set, the covenant is signed, and the silence is now your most powerful song, echoing through the corridors of eternity as a testimony to the triumph of the chosen ones. The mundane textures of your reality are now being infused with a shimmering iridescent quality that only those with eyes to see can perceive. Your home is no longer just a structure of wood and stone, but a tabernacle of the Most High, where the air is thick with the fragrance of unseen incense. Every chore you perform, from the washing of dishes to the tending of gardens, becomes a liturgical act of worship that anchors the frequency of heaven into the crust of the earth. This is the practical application of the sovereign seal, where the divide between the sacred and the profane is dissolved into a singular stream of holy living. The protection over your mind is so complete that the psychological warfare of the age cannot find a single crack in your armor of tranquility. You are thinking thoughts that are not your own, but are the downloads of the divine intelligence operating through your refined consciousness. The mercy of the Creator is your constant companion walking beside you, in the form of unexpected kindnesses from strangers and the sudden resolution of long-standing conflicts. You are witnessing the miracle of the loaves and fishes in your own life, where your limited resources are being multiplied by the hand of the infinite to meet every need and provide an abundance for the blessing of others. This is the mark of the silent overcomer, that while others are starving in the famine of the soul, you are feasting at the banquet of the Spirit. Your stillness is not a void, but a fullness that overflows into the lives of those around you, providing a cooling shade for the weary and a steady light for the lost. You do not need to proselytize with words, because your very existence is a living revelation of the truth that sets men free. As you enter into the final integration of this third part of the revelation, you must realize that you are now a guardian of the mystery. The sovereign seal requires you to protect the sanctity of your inner world with a fierce devotion. Do not allow the trivialities of the world to entice you out of your fortress of stillness. The covenant is an unbreakable bond that guarantees your safe passage through the tribulations of the transitionary age. You are being prepared for a role of immense responsibility, where you will be called upon to lead not through the force of your personality, but through the gravity of your spiritual weight. The silent ones are being positioned in key locations across the globe as anchors for the new reality that is being birthed through the labor pains of the old. The blessings of the everyday are the confirmation of your standing in the celestial hierarchy. When you find the perfect parking spot, when the right person calls you at the exact moment of need, when you are protected from an accident by a split second of intuition. These are not coincidences, but the active manifestations of the sovereign seal. You are living under a canopy of unmerited favor that shields you from the harshness of the fallen world. The mercy you have received is now yours to distribute, and as you pour it out upon the undeserving, you will find that the source within you only grows deeper and more resonant. This is the economy of the kingdom, where the more you give of your stillness and your grace, the more you are filled with the sovereign power of the silent overcomer. In this state of absolute stillness, the past loses its grip on your identity, and the future loses its power to cause anxiety. You are anchored in the eternal now, where the presence of the divine is the only reality that matters. The seal has closed the book on your former life of struggle and opened the scroll of your new life of effortless victory. Every breath you take is a confirmation of the covenant, and every heartbeat is a drumbeat of the coming glory. You are the sovereign seal of absolute stillness, walking the earth in human form, a celestial paradox of power and peace. Go forth now in the majesty of your silent authority, for the heavens have declared you an overcomer, and the earth is waiting to see the manifestation of the glory that has been hidden within you since the foundations of the world.